Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Qualifier. Benson on the analyst desk, joined by the wonderful guest, Strong Side. Next match up on main stage, boys, it's going to be Team Envyus versus Denial. And this group got so interesting when Denial actually won their first match 3-0. Of course, Envy playing from the back foot. They lost to Evil Geniuses 3-0, so must win for Team Envyus. This game, the Strong Side, it's going to be very, very intense. I can already kind of feel the emotion. We have the Team Envy boys behind us right now. They're looking as focused as ever.
Yeah, I mean, Envy has to really turn things around right here because, like you said, Denial and EG are tied up in the pool right now. So they're pretty much fighting their way back into this right now, and they have a long road ahead of them. And after yesterday as well, we saw them really competing well in their first matchup against EG. But after that, it was kind of a blowout after that.
Goes kind of playing from the back foot on such an important day like today. How'd you get prepared? What's the right mentality to be?
Yeah, you just have to take it one game at a time. And if there's any person that we know that can do it, it's Ogre too. I mean, the guy's been in so many crazy situations. He's turned it around. Pistola as well, veteran player. And you can't say enough, obviously, about the other two as well. They're really great players. And on top of it, you have Tyler Hoyt, the coach. He's a veteran as well. He's been there before. Obviously, here you guys have the matchup in front of us, Envyus versus Denial. Now, again, Denial is a tough team. They're good, man.
They are. They've come out and they surprised a lot of people. Of course, a couple of old Call of Duty fans may recognize the name Hook coming in.
Yeah.
He was a fantastic young player, too young to actually qualify for the Call of Duty World Championship. So he said, hey, let me try this Halo thing. And turns out, pretty damn good at it, not gonna lie.
And in the camera, we just saw Alumnite, who was a past pro player. He's their coach for this event. New addition to the squad. So the fifth man of the team brings a lot of veteran knowledge to the squad. And these guys, I mean, they need that. We've got Contra, Predator, Boobadooboo, and Huck. And these guys, let's hop on board with these guys first. We've got I Got Your Pistola, Miquin, Ogre 2, and Arcanum. And we keep saying, I Got Your Pistola, Ogre 2. They're the duo. They're the force to be reckoned with. And then we've got Miquin and Arcanum. Those guys are leading the charge. But I mean, the success behind Ogre 2 and Pistola together, and then just the success behind Ogre 2 himself is just unparalleled by any other player out there.
Now,
oh, yeah. He's amazing.
Ghost, talk to me a little bit about how they're going to be feeling, though. Obviously, they got 3-0'd against Evil Geniuses, though. So how did they actually recoup? Like how do they recover? Obviously, yes, they're full of experience. This will have happened to them before. But still, there's a lot of pressure on them right now. They're fighting for the chance of the World Championship.
Yeah, but I think if there's any place to do it, right, this is kind of their litmus test, if you will. This is where they can go up against another team that, it's not one of the technically top 3 teams, right? And so they can go and figure out how good are they? Can they compete? And, I mean, after yesterday, we know that there were some technical difficulties, and I know that some of those things might have gotten in their head. That being said, nothing is going on today. These guys have a fresh, slate, and I feel like they're coming with the action, and they're not thinking about it. They're ready to play.
Of course, talking a little bit about Denial, Strong Side, you talked about the squad before. Contra, we had Predator, Boobadooboo, and Hook. Hook, that young aspiring player from the Call of Duty community, he's transferred over to Halo, and I've been watching him a lot just because obviously, I know him very well. He's played under the Denial brand. He's played at this exact arena before.
Just tell us. You're a COD kid.
Exactly, right? But I know him very well. He's a fantastic player. And to see him play Halo at the high level is very impressive to me. He hasn't really let the pressure kind of hit him, but this squad as well, just when they click, man. They're a dangerous team, Strong Side.
Yeah, they're trying to make a name for themselves. Contra's been around for a while, so he's really kind of finally formed the squad that he's wanted to. He played on Optic Gaming, actually, a few years back. So this is his new assembled squad. And these guys, I think with Alumnite, showing them the way and keeping them at bay instead of kind of going off and doing their own thing. These guys are individually talented, but they need to keep up their teamwork and keep up their communication. And that's honestly with the top 16 teams here in North America, you cannot be letting a little bit go by when it comes to teamwork. I mean, we're looking at teams that go 45 assists in some Slayer games, and that's pretty much almost every kill is being assisted by a teammate. So
some good team.
You got to have a lot of teamwork here.
Some good teamwork. In terms of Alumni as a coach goes, how much of a factor is he really going to be? Obviously, I don't want to say the underdog here because now they won that first game, but sure. What is he going to have to come out and do as coach?
It's a big deal. I mean, and you're talking about the team that he has. It is a bunch of young guys, and we've seen them team together. I know Boobadooboo comes from the Halo 4 era. But he's a great player, and he's made a name for himself.
Best game attack NA, by the way. So much fun to see.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But yeah, I mean, really, it just comes down to keeping their heads in the game. When it comes to Alum Night, I talked to him a little bit. He said he's been, kind of imposing some of his strategy with them and talking about it, talking back and forth, trying to help them out in every way he can. But I think that when it comes to those 4 players, it really just is focus. It's keep their heads in the game, keep them happy, make sure that they're forgetting about any mistakes and anything they do, and just keep on moving on game to game. And that's what he'll do best.
Okay, I'm excited to watch it. Of course, you guys have a chance of winning some awesome swag all throughout the weekend. Starting off today, controllers in the first couple of games. All you need to do is vote on who you think is going to come out with the W. Make sure you include the hashtag HaloWC and hashtag Denial or hashtag Envy. Envy with a convincing lead right now, Strong Side.
100% again. We saw this from Optic yesterday. No love for Denial. If
hey, I'm an Envyus
Denial
fan.
fans out there,
I bought a hoodie.
Be sure to hashtag HaloWC and hashtag Denial. Like Benson said, you can win all kinds of prizes throughout this weekend, so be sure you're tweeting who you think's going to win to win some prizes.
50-50, that changed quickly. In terms of our predictions, though, for this series, Ghost, going to start with you. Is this one going to be simple for Envy, or can you maybe see Denial come out and potentially stop Envyus from progressing to a championship?
I think that Denial does really have a shot here, but when it comes to this moment, right, for Ogre 2, I think that this is a very pivotal moment in his career. So I can't think that he's going to let it go. And this is going to be a 3-2 without a doubt in my books for Envy.
Okay, Strong Side.
I'm going 3-2 with Envy as well. Envy seemed very strong yesterday. I know they haven't had much time as a team to practice, but just seeing them come off so strong in game number 1, I think they're just going to come in just as strong today.
So you both said 3-2 here, so the interesting thing for me is what maps do you see Envy potentially dropping? Is there a specific game mode you're looking at saying, oh, we saw some mistakes here yesterday, they don't look too strong, or is it you're saying Denial very, very strong?
Yeah, they're just a little bit shaky, and when it comes to Denial, they're really strong, and so you're talking about a series, it's guaranteed going to have at least one Slayer in that game too. And these guys on Denial, they're extremely individually talented. I mean, we know Pistola is who he is, and we know Mick and everyone on that team has a ton of talent, but you can't knock how hard Denial have grinded Halo 5. They really know what they're doing, so I think that they're at least going to take 1 or 2.
Okay, well, map number 1, I believe, loading up. For now, we can send it up to our casters.
Thank you, fellas. It is time. Walsh and I back in the booth.
Booyah.
It's happening. And we got a great match coming up for you. I was talking to Mick when he said this is our swing game. We're going up against Denial, who, of course, had a big win over Winter Fox yesterday. Envy, heartbreaking loss on the main stage. They got 3-0'd after a very tight game 1 against EG. Talk to me a little bit about this Envyus lineup, though, Walshy. We got the best of 5 coming. What's going to be their strength? Is it their CTF game, their Stronghold, or their Slayers?
I think one of Envy's strengths is that they got to sleep off that loss last night, and they get to play against Denial. They realize that they are in a pool where if they beat Denial and Winter Fox, they're pretty much guaranteed to get out. I mean, it's going to be really tough for one of these squads to beat EG just because of how dominant EG has been, winning the last 6 major live events.
There's your head-to-head. You got Mick win. I got your pistol. Ogre 2 and Arcana versus Boo Boo Doo. Is that how I pronounce it? The great Devin, Contra, and Hook. And I ran into Arcana on my way back to the hotel last night. I said, how are you? He says, I'm pissed. I was like, you okay, man? What's going on? Are you going to hit me?
Not pissed at me, right?
But he's like, it's okay, though, because I play better when I'm angry. So I promised him I'd kick him in the shin before this match. I want to see Arcanum die right off the break so we get a full rage mode, Arcanum enraged and doing damage.
All right, well, then, with that being said, I think we have to kick off the match with Arcanum, the angry man himself, going for this early SMG and see what he's going to do to get control of outside/nest.
Can't even see this man's eyes. He is hiding from public today. And he is going to put some early shots down. As you can see, the spread, each team going to grab their home base, and you're going to see Ogre 2 losing that one to Contra. Arcanum and crew, they're going to have to wrap around now.
Yes, and that's a rough start for Envy. One problem with this, though, is I like to favor the blue spawns on rig strongholds. Just because you spawn outside, you can get that scatter shot, usually get control of basement, and then you have to work your way towards nest. So Contra did a great job taking advantage of how aggressive Envy were and getting that double kill right off the bat.
McWin doing some work, has the railgun in hand, and he's going to put it to use, just barely missing there. Contra's going to clean up Ogre 2 with that scatter shot, and McWin looks like he is just getting rid of some ammo, expected some fire, and going to catch Contra up top. Fantastic shot. Everyone is still up for Envy, but they haven't been able to push in for their second stronghold yet.
This is going to be a match of amazing individual plays. Just look at some of these players we have. We have older veterans ridiculous amounts of skill in players like Arcanum, Pistola, and Mikwin, and some of these young guns. Contra made a huge name for himself in Master Chief Collection. We saw, obviously, Hugh come all the way over from Call of Duty because of his pure skill, and he's already a dominating force in the Halo scene.
Here's a look at Grandpa Tom. Ogre 2, 29 years old, turning 30 this year. Still has what it takes, Dave. After everyone else hung up the controller, he's one of the old dogs who's sticking with it.
I was incredibly impressed with Ogre 2's performance yesterday because I think I unfairly give this mindset where it's like, well, Ogre 2, you know, he's going to make up with decision making and just better, you know, leadership to be on these squads. He doesn't have the individual skill to hang with some of these players still. But that was quite wrong as I saw him pulling off some ridiculous perfect kills against the likes of Roy and Lunchbox yesterday in the Evil Geniuses match.
Another veteran to go to. Pistol made a name for himself back in the free-for-all days, then climbed through the ranks and went under the wings of players like Ogre 2 to learn how to play the team game. He took a short break after an injury, and he's back in it now. Let's stay on board with him through the respawn. What do you like about I Got Your Pistol? I know you played against this man for years.
Ola is a freaking wizard, man. He lives in situations that he should not. He is arguably, in my eyes, one of the best Halo players of all time, just because of how dominant he's been, and he's just always played so well. You bring up the fact that he was a huge free-for-all player. He actually got some of his first top experience with the team when he got invited onto Triggers Down, learning under the likes of like SK, I believe Heinz, and Hysteria was that dominating lineup where they won 3 or 4 events in a row in 2008.
Your memory is so much better than mine, my friend.
Actually, I think it's 2009. Either way.
One of those years with Halo 3 involved. Let's take it over to Denial. I want to show off Hook. I've been casting this guy quite a bit, and you can see Denial just took over total control, Dave.
Can you tell me what makes Hook such a incredible player? Because when you tell me to break down something like Ola, like, yes, he has a great shot. Of course, he has great decision making. But one thing that stands out to me about Ola is his ability to stay alive. He puts himself in these positions where he can use his 5 sensitivity to his advantage and, you know, aim up or aim down and destroy you in those close range fights. What about Hook?
Hook, he's just got that ridiculous reaction time and accuracy. Also, he's a quiet guy, but a fierce competitor. When he loses, you just see he just looks ferocious. He looks so angry and frustrated. And that kind of, like Arcanum, gets him fired up, and he plays even harder. He's also fearless. Kyler, 15 years old, not afraid to go up against anyone in any competitive scene, and it was amazing to see how quickly he skyrocketed to the top squads.
That's crazy to see, because you always hear a lot of times these newcomers in the scene, they start to get to play against someone like an Ogre 2 or Ola, someone that they've been watching for years, and sometimes crumble like, oh, I can't believe, how do I win a fight against this person? I used to watch their stream all the time, watch their montages. But sounds like Hook rise to the pressure, and we do see a 2-point lead for the Denial squad. However, this could backfire because we do see Envy in control of 2 of the Strongholds.
Yeah, Envy was able to capture Nest, and it looks like only Basement under the control of Denial. Contra was able to escape with this railgun. We'll see if he's able to put it to work. He just lost 2 teammates over at Nest. This is a 3-cap opportunity here for Envy. Arcanum's going to be picked off, but there's still one more on that point. And Contra looks like he's just going to turn his attention to a new angle. What's going wrong for Denial here?
Denial, actually, they are still in the superior position. I like this play from Contra because although Envy started to claw their way back and get some sort of a lead by a few points, anytime you get the Basement/Nest combo, that can translate into 30-plus unanswered seconds. So I liked how Contra played that slow because you realize, guess what? We're not at like that 98-second mark. We have to get it back immediately. Right now, the overall mentality is keep control of Basement. Keep getting spawns outside. What ends up happening in this map is you generally spawn either outside corner near the carbine or you spawn inside corner at the bunker. When you spawn near the bunker, you're near BR base and you can only help with 1 stronghold. When you spawn outside, you have all these lines of sight and you can help with 2 strongholds. 2 is better than 1.
Contra's been up for a minute, man. He was the one who helped secure that Basement stronghold, then came over to reclaim the Nest.
And what did I just say about Pistola? We saw a one-shot Pistola there just sort of slide out, jump over to Engine 2, and make Contra not only make a mistake to give up his life, Pistola stays alive, gets a kill on Pre-Devinator, gets a kill almost on Hook, but most importantly, that skill I talked about, Pistola, staying alive. Bravo said it better than anyone else. He used the physics term, he said, you know how electricity goes to ground when it strikes a tree or what happens? It goes by the path of least resistance. Somehow Pistola has that built in him. He knows exactly the way he can run and get away to stay alive. He knows the path.
His awareness is ridiculous. It's always been ridiculous. Mick Wynn doing big things there with the scatter shot, though, is just going to delete 2 players. Now we're going to see Mick Wynn pushing up top. He is controlling the power weapons for his squad. Envy with a 6-point advantage, but more importantly, all 3 strongholds now in their control.
Yes, and like you said, staying alive, getting so many kills. Devonator doing a great job getting 2 kills. We're going to have to see these next battles are going to be crucial because it's not just a kill or 2 that matters right here. It ends up influencing the entire amount of spawns. So right now, it looks like Denial got the better of Envyus and have the outside spawns.
They got nested. Now you see Basement captured by Boo Boo Doo Boo. Here's a look at his numbers as well. A 2.21 KAD. You're also going to see him getting 63 of the 210 kills with a positive 17 spread. So he's had a pretty solid tournament. His competition a little weaker than what we saw from Envy yesterday. But right now, Denial going toe-to-toe with this Envy lineup. They're down by 13. Can they bring it back? We're getting towards the end of this game.
Absolutely. Actually, if I was in Denial's shoes and I had a choice of switching positions with Envyus right now, I would say, nope, I'm very happy holding this full setup. I would rather take outside being down by 10 seconds rather than inside being up by 10.
You can see that margin now just to 6 points as Denial is slowly making it closer and closer. Ness is being contested. Boo Boo Doo Boo just trying to stay alive, using that scatter shot against Arcanum up close. Let's go over to Devin. He actually falls. It's Hook's turn, and Hook is going up top.
Important thing to take note of right there was right before he switched Hook's screen, Devonator spawned inside. Envy has flipped the spawns. They are spawning outside, and they have full control right now. Devonator and the Denial squad need to stop the bleeding.
Devin, what can he do? He's out on the catwalk, one-on-one versus Arcanum with that carbine. Envy, just a few points away. Let's take it over to the boys. Pistola looking over things with an AR, just waiting to pounce. You can see Tommy pushing to Basement. They're just hanging back and getting the job done. No one able to break through. And you finally see Pistola crossing over, gets the brawler, and that is going to do it 100-82. Envy secures the win.
And remember we talked about before, it seemed like once Denial started to claw back, but Envy, they got a few kills and got the spawns outside. That is the most important part to pay attention to because there were certain times throughout that game where you'd see a player's like, why is Contra just sitting back on that catwalk instead of pushing over towards Nest?
Yep.
And it's because he wants to ensure those outside carbine spawns.
Now, Denial had a tough loss, but you have to give him credit for the amount of assists that they had. That shows a lot of teamwork going on. Over on the Envy side, it was a little bit more of individual battles being won, especially by Mick Wynn, who drops 20 kills and just 12 deaths. He controlled the power weapons phenomenally throughout most of that game.
Yeah, that railgun control, those scatter shot double kills, everything you need to see from your squad, and especially at crucial times. You consider those times where he got kills with the scatter shot, that was a double kill in Basement. Had he not won that fight, his team could have been spawned inside and could have possibly lost that game.
There's a look at Pistola, all smiles as Envy gets a big win to start their Saturday. Remember, they're sitting at 0-1. This is a must-win scenario. You get 2 losses, you're guaranteed to not get out of your group. They want to be at that $2.5 million World Championship.
Yeah, I can probably speak for all these teams in this pool right now is, of course, they're going into every match saying, we're going to win this for sure, especially when they're going against EG. However, in the back of their mind, they're realistically saying, guess what? More than likely, every team here is going to lose to EG. Now, what matters is how we play against the other 2 teams in our pool. So, Envy's saying, guess what? We beat Winter Fox, we beat Denial. We can get out of our pool, make it to the Halo World Championships, and go for our piece of the $2.5 million.
This is a big game. Coliseum Slayer coming up next. Can't wait to see this sniper in the hands of players like Mick Wynn. Over on the Denial side, who's the power weapon hero for this squad?
Ooh, Denial, I would have to, I haven't watched them nearly as much. In past, I would say someone like Contra is just this incredible player who's, not only has an incredible BR/pistol, but obviously a sniper. I don't know if they end up giving that to someone like Hook or Boo Boo Doo Boo. In a map like Coliseum, you don't have kind of like a starting sniper on each side. In a lot of cases, who gets away with this? Who can set up and just back up with it? Because you don't see this nearly as much as previous Halos where you would run back to some spot, drop off the sniper for someone like your sniper snipe down or whomever it happens to be. It seems like the game is a little too fast-paced, and unless it actually fully slows down, which we see sometimes in Eden Slayer, we'll see teams rotate who they give the sniper to. But I don't expect to see that here on Coliseum. I expect someone to grab sniper and stay with that sniper until they die.
Guys, let us know, who do you think is going to take this series? Tweet your answer with hashtag HaloWC or hashtag Denial or Envy. Pick your squad, and you have a chance to take home a Halo Master Chief controller. I'm told. So that's pretty sweet. Everyone who showed up here at this event, they got a free controller as well. Pretty awesome stuff, the support you're seeing from 343 and Xbox.
Yeah, and I think I also heard the pro players got like free Elite controllers or something. I'm gonna have to see if I can buy one from somebody.
You're getting hooked up. Just steal one from Tommy. He owes you some. Envy versus Denial. Envy with the 1-0 lead as we load up Slayer. We'll find out, can Denial answer back? Remember, Denial 3-0'd Winter Fox, so Envy would love a 3-0 of their own over Denial to make the tiebreaker interesting if it gets to that point.
That is also important to note, that there is a very possible scenario where we have Envy, Winter Fox, and Denial all with a 1-2 record if they beat each other, because play styles and stuff match up differently. So every game does matter. So even if Denial were to lose a series, if they win a game or two, that could be the difference between them making it out of the pool.
Well, Dave, you asked me what makes Hook special. He was known for his hookment. That was his movement in Advanced Warfare for Call of Duty was so good. But also, he has an incredible long-range shot, and that is going to be a key to victory here on a map like Coliseum. Those long lines of sight, you can get angles all over this map to help out your teammates. And if Hook can get himself in a power position, look for him to rain down damage. I want to start the game off with the young man as Denial is trying to battle back here coming into game 2.
I like this play. Going over towards Sniper, I believe Sniper is the more important weapon here on Coliseum for the fact that you get more ammo. And look at those place grenades. That must have come from his Call of Duty skill, just tossing those out immediately and just trying to buy time and stay alive. Both power weapons still available. I'm surprised he did not challenge a bit longer there. It's not like Hook was back down and shot. I feel like he could have challenged from cave, at least made that person who grabbed Sniper pay with some of the shield.
Being a little bit too passive, and that's going to be 3 down for his teammates as you're going to see Envy off to the early lead. Hook getting positioned over on Sniper, waiting for some spawners to come help him out. And Mikwin already was able to get to that sniper rifle. Arcanum going to take down Hook. Let's take it to our Sniper.
What a splinter grenade by Arcanum, placing that perfectly and landing the one shot. And if you don't want to see a sniper in somebody's hands, it's Mikwin from the Envy squad, because he is going to be so dangerous. This is not good for Denial fans right now.
Yeah, people kind of ragged on Mikwin when he first started in his Halo career for not making the best decisions, but there was no doubt about his skill when it came to using these power weapons. One of the best snipers we've ever seen in the Halo Pro scene.
Yes, one of the most aggressive snipers. So you look at these differences in playstyles and strategies. Someone like Mikwin's not afraid to be on the front line, not afraid to be over at top rockets, surprisingly. And I do want to actually hear how some of these teams are communicating, because, for example, Mikwin and the squad, I'm just surprised at how aggressive he was. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because Mikwin is known for being so aggressive, but being at top rockets is a statement. Like, you can be shot from every single position.
Right. Fearless positioning there. The Sniper didn't get a whole lot done, and you can see the score. It's 11-11, all tied up. No one with the advantage at this point in the game. We'll be looking to see how the next round of power weapons are going to play out. For now, we got a scatter shot in the hands of Hook. You got Boo Boo Doo with a DMR positioning himself top rocket. And on your screen, we got Devin, who's just kind of running around the middle looking for kills. Can't find anything. Dave, who's your player to watch right now?
Player to watch right now, I would say Mikwin from the Envy squad, just because I feel like he kind of gave up that sniper. For example, it's okay to be incredibly aggressive with a sniper if the game slows down completely. That's what makes Mikwin so strong on MCC, where he'd play something like Lockdown, and he could just jump top mill, hit a no-scope, and then run back and play passive again. However, a game like Coliseum, this has not slowed down fully yet. Sure, there's been periods of time where both teams are backing down, waiting for teammates to spawn, but it's not like this has been a standoff yet. And Mikwin was playing it as if it was a standoff. Yes, he has one of the best snipe shots. He can be incredibly aggressive and hit those shots, but you don't need to rely on that. Use your positioning, Mikwin.
Rockets in the hands of Boo Boo, but he's only able to get one. His teammate Contra looks like he's going to scoop it up. Scatter shot being controlled by Devin still, as they're just locking down this snipe side. And a big fight going on. Finally, those rockets are collected. 2 rockets remain here for Contra to put to use, and you can see Devin winning some big fights, forcing back Envy. Pistola trying to rain some nades in. And Contra is just getting swarmed. Our blue team is in trouble.
Yeah, we noticed that was weird because we said Contra had both power weapons. They had sniper. You gotta wonder, how did that happen? Is there communication going wrong? Did somebody sneak up from scattershot, or did they just not listen to each other? So I want to go to a listen with Denial and hear how they're talking.
Flag and blue.
You drop
Blue cave.
There's one blue.
The rockets are there at blue.
One's blue cave now.
I got him.
Nice.
Red window.
One's
Red window sniping. Red window. Red
Stay
VR.
alive, Devin. Stay alive.
Okay,
Stay alive, Devin.
Shots.
One shot, S1, dead.
Nice. Another guy.
Another one. That's one.
Snipe,
That's
bottom
one. That's
snipe.
one.
Bucks are on max. Yes, snipe. That's one. I traded it. Another one. Top snipe. Top two. Going for it.
One shot.
Dead.
Go. Top cat. Top cat.
Another one cat on him.
Help him.
Top snipe. Two
Guys,
guys.
Make one's weak.
Oh, rockets up. I'm going for him.
One shot. Top snipe. Nice.
Yo, one's red elbow.
Rocks. You got rocks.
Yeah, we
Go
have
for him.
rocks. We have
He's
rocks.
gonna be
are
red
up.
snipe
New
street.
setter up.
Red
New
snipe.
setter
Red
up.
snipe street.
I don't see him. I don't see him.
He's there. He's in scatter ramp.
He's on rockets.
Let's get our
Nice,
dead.
Kyler. Kyler's got rockets. We have 2 pair of rockets.
Yo, red, catwalk.
Watch it.
Red window, red BR.
Okay. Yeah, you
Red
got it.
BR, one shot, really weak.
I didn't think you
2
were
here, 2 here.
They all red?
Red base
Yeah,
still.
they're at red.
He's sitting
Kyler.
I'm backing up with
Just take
sniper.
your
I
time
have sniper.
with
I'm
those
running.
rocks.
Red sniper.
Red
Red VR.
BR. Red BR now.
Watch
Alright,
your window. Watch your window.
I have sniper, blue cave.
Nice.
Blue
Kyler.
pyramid.
Watch your window.
And
This guy red rock.
oh, red pyramid. My
Yep,
bad.
yep.
Top pyramid. Top pyramid.
Top pyramid. One shot.
Mirror.
Nice.
He's dead,
Devin, nice shot. It's a good job, guys. Let's keep it up. Keep up the communication.
The guy top rocket. I don't know where top rocket's
We
from. Watch
still
me on
have
this.
rockets.
Watch
We
me
Red
on
still
this.
rocket
have
street.
rockets.
Red
Red fountain. Red fountain.
Okay, red top weak. Make one.
One shot. And blue cave and blue.
Watch out, red cave.
They're
Watch
all
out,
weak
red
at
cave.
They're all weak at red.
I got one.
Let's go.
Found.
Red street.
He's one
Red
shot.
street weak.
One shot. Red snipe street.
One shot, red street. Here's
guys-
SMG.
Dead. Devin.
got
Stay
him.
up.
Devin
I have
got him.
sniper.
Nice, Devin.
I'm here with you. Chase
Cody's
me.
there. Stay
Red
alive.
base,
We
red base,
quick
red
Stay
base.
alive, Cody.
Red
You don't have any help.
Red elbow.
Red
Do
elbow.
not
Red
have
rocket
any
street.
Red cave.
Still.
Weak.
I need a red cave.
For such a young squad, Dave, pretty impressive communication there.
Yes, generally you see younger squads more focused on someone one-shot, charge and get this kill. Instead, they're saying, stay alive, I got your help, somebody help Devin. Such great communication from this young Denial squad. And look at this difference in positioning. First off, I'm noticing someone like Boo Boo Doo Boo, who has been on the scene not nearly as long as someone like Mikwin, but look at his position with Sniper. He's over top Sniper. He's in great position and rips off Mikwin's face over from the red cave.
Man, Boo Boo Doo Boo sounds like the name of a chihuahua, not a fierce Halo competitor, but this kid he's doing a great job so far. This is the second time he's had control of a sniper. You saw him run around with rockets earlier. He's just finding a way to get to these power weapons, and he's been working with his entire squad to control snipe since the beginning of this game.
When I think of Boo Boo's name, I just think of like Yogi Bear saying, hey Boo Boo, you want some more ammo for your sniper rifle? Go and get it. Go get it, Boo Boo Doo Boo.
And here we go. We got Boo Boo. Challenging 2. Not the best challenge, but he almost picks off Ogre 2. Arcanum is going to take out Devin, who tried to help. And now you are going to see Mikwin punish Contra. So Envy battling back, but they're down by 9 kills. How do they bring this one back into their favor?
They have to get Sniper and slow it down. When the game is slowed down with Sniper, your team has an incredible chance to get picks compared to the other squad. I mean, you can't quantify the exact amount. Like, you're 4 times more likely to get killed than the opposing squad. But point being is, when slowed down, you can poke and prod the other squad and just get a headshot from time to time. But it looks like Envy was not able to get Sniper in their hands. And actually, Mikwin has the full sniper at top rockets. I 100% disagree with this position. Sure, you can hit those shots, and it works out sometimes, but he can get shot at any moment and picked off. So right now, Mikwin's in such a difficult position.
Oh!
He is, by pure skill alone, living here top rockets. If you ask me where not to take sniper, it would be top rockets. And look at how aggressive Mikwin is with a sniper.
He knows his teammates need help over on snipe side, but he's opening himself up to shots in the back. Envy, though, winning all of these battles, 36-41. They've cut it down to just 5 points, make it 4 with that kill, and now they have snipe side. You might disagree with kind of the fundamental thought process here for Mikwin, but it's paying off.
Yeah,
Dave.
I was going to say, on paper, this strategy should not be working. They should be wanting to slow it down and not be as nearly aggressive with the sniper. However, Envy's doing the exact opposite, and it's paying off. They're being aggressive with the sniper, not slowing the game down, and they got the game within 2 kills.
And Pistola is doing work with the DMR over on the snipe spawn. Meanwhile, Mikwin is getting up close and personal. Finally, his rampage has come to an end, 44-40. Denial holding on to that 4-kill lead. But Arcanum in this Envy squad not giving up on the comeback fight.
Yep, Rockets coming up right now. We're going to have to see. It looks like Denial does have the Rockets. Did not see who grabbed him. It was Boo Boo Doo Boo
again.
trapped over at Blue Rocket side and seeing if he can live but Arcanum not able to get that finish.
Arcanum can't finish, and this is going to spell trouble because now you got Devin with the sniper, Rockets in the hands of Boo Boo, and actually Boo Boo's going to fall. Devin going to try and protect it, and it is all Denial in the kill feed. They just need 2 more kills here, and Hook's got the Rockets once again.
Yep, Denial has the weapons, Denial has the position. They should for sure close this out. But if anyone can pull it back, it is the veteran players like Pistola and Ogre 2. They need to get some sort of pick and make the game speed up. But only 1 kill left, not much room for error, and that's game number 2, going in favor of Denial Esports.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pistola not with ambush. That is going to be Envy down there, unable to mount the comeback. 50-42. Envy, they brought an 11-point deficit down to just 4 kills, but unable to finish it once those rockets popped.
Yeah, it's just, it's interesting to see their play style, because I think of somebody like Ogre 2 and Pistola kind of having like the slow, methodical play style when you think about how old FB used to play, or Triggers Down used to play, where they, they clear out person after person, kind of collapse, but it just seems like Mikwin and Arcanum bring this whole new level of aggressiveness to the squad, and they have to follow up.
You had Arcanum dropping 11 assists, but a -4. Ogre 2, a -5 in this game, which is 6 assists. And Ogre 2 actually put up the least amount of damage of any player that I saw on the screen. On the other side, his teammates Pistola and Mikwin topping the leaderboard at 2,400 damage, 2,380 damage for the squad. So you need Ogre 2 and Arcanum to kind of catch up to where Mikwin and Pistola were in that last game if they want to win Future Slayers.
The surprising part to me was just that fundamental strategy where Mikwin opted to always go towards Rocket side with Sniper.
Okay.
Now, generally, in most map balances on Halo, you do want to move the Sniper to somewhere else different. Like, you never want to pick up Sniper at Sniper Swan Coliseum and just stand right there.
Right.
You can go to a better location like Cave, Fountain, Bridge. I could name pretty much every location except for Rockets. That's probably the worst spot to take it. But it seems like Mikwin is most comfortable there, and maybe he knows something I don't know.
He knows it's the highest point on the map, and he can get an angle on everything.
It's great for some montage clips, but I feel like if he was over at Snipe Bridge instead, or over at Cave Side, he could be a greater asset to his team, helping with different lines of sight, getting picks, because it just felt like, yes, he was able sometimes to pick off people down at bottom Snipe Side, but those aren't the players that are doing the most damage to your teammates.
I'll tell you who I think won the game for Denial. Contra topped the leaderboard, but I think it's the coach Alumni. Former pro player in his own right is the coach. Made sure that they had every single sniper but the 2 you saw in Mikwin's hand, and every single rocket first. Denial controlled the power weapons, and that's super surprising for me to see the boys on Envy struggle in something that's been so basic and something they've been doing for so long.
Yeah, that should be no surprise, or that is actually very surprising. I was going to say what most surprised me was how I did feel like they almost had equal amounts of weapons. I do think that Denial got them more off the bat. Like,
did you see any rockets for this Envy squad?
Because
I saw 2 rockets at one time.
That's a good point. I guess I was paying attention more to snipers.
Right.
I would say Sniper was about equally in the hands of Denial and Envy. However, I felt like Denial were in better positions. I felt like Boo Boo Doo did a great job standing top Sniper Bridge, going towards Fountain Side and rotating away. Even when he died, he didn't die with the sniper over in the Envy hands. They were able to get the sniper back in Devin's hands because he was with his teammates. Whereas Mikwin, he charged over a snipe, he would jump over the bridge, and you don't see any of his teammates in front of him. He's just going in for any first kill he can see. It's like he's tunnel vision saying, oh, person over there, I'm going to go fight that person until that person's dead. Next call out, I'll go for that person.
As we mentioned, every game matters today here. This is Elimination Saturday. We started with 16. Only 8 teams will be moving on to the World Championship. Ogre 2 and the rest of the crew talking over the strategy, coming in to capture the flag on Fathom. Walshy, when you look at the 2 play styles, this game mode, who does it favor?
Well, let's revert back to kind of the Optic analogy, Optic versus Dream Team. It seems like Optic was more of this passive squad, and it came back to bite them in objective games.
Okay.
So when I thought about this last game, we just kept seeing aggressive Mikwin, aggressive Arcanum, just pushing over and over again. And that is actually a very good thing when it comes to a game type like CTF. When you're aggressive, pushing to the opposite side of the map, getting kills over there, you're creating opportunities to get a flagpole. They gave up 2 deaths at Team Slayer, but guess what? That doesn't exactly matter here in objective game. All that matters is objective efficiency. If you get the right kills and pull the flag at the right time, you can get a capture.
I think it's going to come down to who's running the smartest flag routes. Early on, you're going to see the light rifle in the hands of Devin, and he is going to be firing across bottom center. Knows the push is going to be coming from Silo. Finds Arcanum, who already took out Contra, but Hook is able to answer back. It's going to be one down for each squad, and I'm looking to see through. Did anyone get away with the camo?
I did not see it. Anyone? Yeah, it must have been burned. I can't see it for sure, but either way, look at this aggression. We just talked about what squad's being more aggressive, and who is it? Arcanum over at the Denial silo, buying time. So even though Arcanum's down right here, guess what? No member of Denial is in position to get a flagpole, so they can't really capitalize on that. That's the advantage of being aggressive on the opposing side of the map. Of course, you just don't run across the map fatuously and just give up 3 deaths. You have to make calculated pushes across the map at the right time. But whole point being is, generally, if you're on the opposing side of the map, of course, when you get kills, you have a chance to get a flagpole. If you die, guess what? You have a chance to stop a flagpole.
And McWin is behind enemy lines, finds Devin, now going up against Hook. Hook is going to be able to bail as Boo Boo picks up a big double. Boo Boo Doo Boo doing damage with the
Triple
SMG,
kill,
and now he is going to get the flag return while flag is being run by Contra.
Okay, at first I was a little hesitant, kind of questioning that play by Boo Boo Doo Boo because it seemed like he was backing up. But of course, Contra being aggressive, pulling the enemy flag, already has it on the way back. So it looks like Boo Boo was actually cutting off the spawns.
Little clamber fail, but it looks like Devin was there to put it in. 1-0 is your score in favor of Denial. 10 minutes, 30 seconds remaining on the clock.
And that was all because of concentrated effort by the Denial squad. They got the kills and immediately ran the flag. I don't think they even had to slay one single person as they brought the flag back to the base. They just held them off long enough and got the flag in. Like you said, a little bit of a failed clamber, but you're able to afford mistakes like that when you do the rest of the flag run 90%
Just
perfect.
put it in the window, you'll be fine. And you're going to see Contra loaded up on nades, and he is going to find Pistola charging around the corner. McWin trying to answer back for Envy. The railgun's popping, but Contra's going straight for the objective here.
And look at him flying right at Pistola, taking out one of the players who I consider to be the best individual players within Halo's history. And just immediately making work of him. Great BR shots. Now, it looked like Hoop does have this next camo. My guess is he got that about like the 950 mark, so the first one had to have been burned immediately. But just look at both these squads being so aggressive on the objective. At first, based on the last game, I was going to say, oh, I think it's going to be similar to the Optic game where Envy's going to be the aggressor and Denial's going to be kind of sitting back, playing defensive. But no, both these squads going for each other's throats, going for as many flagpoles as possible.
All right, Dave, to keep track so far, we have seen 2 railguns, I believe 1 for each squad. The camo has gone to Denial both times. So look out for this coaching battle between Alumni and Diesel. I think that is going to be a big key to victory throughout this whole series. Game 3 here, just a swing game. You got to win 3 to take this series, both squads at 1-1. I want to take it to Envy, though, and I'd love to listen in with Arcanum and the boys. How is Envy feeling, trailing by 1?
You guys on Tom. Tom mid as well. Tom mid as well. Tom mid. Tom mid.
We're 3 trees.
You guys Tom mid.
Wait, door bridge. I'm going behind you too. There's Silo. Pushing me right now.
They're pushing you.
Get out. Just live.
Our bridge.
Yep, our bridge. Another one up our tree though. Our tree.
One shot from base.
Tommy, rise up in their best. Let's go on our elbow. One shot.
Yeah,
I killed a couple.
Our from base. Our from base on our bump.
From their tree.
I on. Pull our flag, guys.
One's in their flag and one's their silo. Where's our fight going?
He's our elbow.
They're gonna meet him there. Splinters.
Really fast.
I got nade for the porch. One shot.
Flag is going top mid, Ola.
He's one top mid. Damn it.
Ola's top mid, but he needs help with flag.
Flag is
One
mid.
shot.
Flag is
Flag.
mid. There was the other silo.
Flag fell.
Predators pit. Predators will shot their silo.
Where's he going?
I'll
get him. I got him. Stay alive, guys. I'm on top mid.
Go our nades.
Pushing the nades. We gotta make sure we get this camo.
That's a 2 top mid, Austin.
Rails up.
Yeah, I'm one shot. Push me.
They're
Facing me.
our base too. I can't see him. I'm looking. He's on our silo.
I got camo.
Smolder. Peek's on our smolder. Weak.
I'm looking. Our front base.
My camo's coming up too.
I have railgun camo.
Smolder.
I need help though.
Our silo. Keep Austin alive.
I don't.
Is there flag?
Jumping out of front base.
Look at our flag.
Guys, I need help with camo. I died. I lost camo. They all just jumped on me. 2 guys are pit.
Alright, I'm in here.
I lost railgun. Our front base.
Envy, that is a whole lot of speedy communication going on right there. Not a whole lot of panic, but they lucked out there in that listen. The flag was being carried by Contra. When he died, the flag fell off the map. Envy got the free reset.
Yes, that is a big mistake over on the Denial squad. But at the end of the day, I do feel like there's quite a bit of panic in this Envy communication. What I like to hear is when somebody's calling out, you kept hearing about I lost, or I need help, or I need this. Instead, it's like I have your help. I have railgun. I have top control. It's more so letting teammates know how you're going to help them. And all I just noticed that entire time was it sounded like matchmaking communication. It sounded like they were just talking about only what they were doing and expecting the teammates to cater to their playstyle. This is one of the top teams in the world. They should be talking about their exact strats that they want to execute and how they have each other's help.
Pistola just picked up a double, but he is going to be chased down. Let's bring it back over to Denial. Right now we got Hook pushing out of the base. They're trying to clear McWin out of the red treehouse, and it looks like Hook is going to try and take over this power position after the kill on Ogre 2. Solid AR shots, and you can see his teammates already pushing top for the railgun.
And just as you said, that Hook misses. He avoided that flare grenade. He made a mistake earlier when Arcanum perfectly landed one on Coliseum. Says, guess what? I'm not making that mistake again. I will file that away in my memory and dodge every flare grenade you throw from here on out.
You're not getting me with another one, my friend. On the other side, I'm looking at this Envy squad. They're kind of turtled up inside their own base. Hook is going to be challenging her with the Storm Rifle. None of his teammates in position to finish off those kills. And I feel like that was a little bit of a disorganized push, a little too aggressive out of Hook.
Yeah, and I have no idea exactly how that one came about. Maybe he heard someone was a bit weaker than he thought. Or maybe it's just a pure misplay. Sometimes you can have all the information in the world, but you're getting it so fast, you have to make a split-second decision.
Right.
And Hook said, guess what? If I wait long enough, 2 members are going to charge me full shields, and I'm probably going to lose. I need to at least get a trade here.
We saw McWin from Envy getting the last camo and railgun. This time, it's Denial and Contra. Denial, they were able to swarm McWin and get it out of his hands after about 10 seconds. McWin only got a single kill with it. Contra already picking up 2, and he is staying alive, rotating around the map well.
And I love this flag route. What Denial did is they ran through Treehouse, went straight to top center, and jumped out to the courtyard. And look at this, clearing out all the members of Envy. This is looking good if you're a Denial fan, because they are up 2-0 on Fathom CTI.
One more flag for Denial. 4 minutes, 50 seconds for Envy to mount their comeback, but things are not looking good for the boys in blue. That's Envy's nickname, by the way. They're actually wearing red this match.
The boys in blue on the red team.
Exactly. But I got to see what is going wrong for Tommy and the rest of this crew. Every single time they try and break in the base, there is a short-range weapon waiting for him around the corner.
Yes, and Boo Boo just playing that perfectly, taking advantage of knowing the situation, says, guess what? Envy has to make a play here soon. I know there's someone at Treehouse. If I get this trade and push out immediately, we're going to be in a great position. So by no means does Denial need to just sit back completely on their base, but every single kill that they get from the person that's furthest up stops a flag opportunity from Envy.
Devin was running the flag momentarily from Envyus, but it is going to be returned, so the score remains at 2-0.
One important piece of information to keep in mind is that, yes, Denial does need to keep up the aggression. By that, I mean they don't need to force flag caps. Yes, it would be nice to get the third and final cap here against Envy. However, you never want to force a scrappy cap where it could allow Envy to get a counter cap and get right back in this game. So sure, you get 2 or 3 or so members down of Envy, for sure run that flag. However, if you're in even numbers, do not run the flag. Get slays and just use time on your side. At this point, if Denial goes even with Envy, obviously they're going to win. They just have to hold him off for 3.5 minutes. And I like this play by Hoop. I think earlier on in the game, he would be right on the flag, ready to pull it, but instead, he's going for these slays, and if the opportunity perfectly presents itself, they will run it, and that's exactly what Boo Boo Doo Boo is doing.
And this is the second cap in a row going off of the railgun camo. You load up one player, and then you push in. Boo Boo's got to defend himself. He's got Devin with him. Easy return. All 4 members up. Denial taking game 3, a 2-1 lead in our best of 5.
Denial just playing that perfectly, and I'm glad you highlighted that power-up / power weapon combo that Denial had just gotten consistently every single time we saw Railgun in the hands of someone like Contra or Boo Boo or Hook, just every single time. And you got to wonder, what is Envy's problem? I mean, you have someone like Ogre 2 on your team. He's played Halo 1 since 2000 or 2001, and you have to be on top of every single power-up / power weapon spawn.
It's kind of crazy to watch, man. Great game out of Contra. Hook was putting up some big digits as well. And props to Devin. He was doing a lot of the objective work there with Boo Boo. On the other side, you only saw McWin getting 1 railgun. Envy has not been able to control the power-ups in the last 2 games, and that's the big difference maker for me, because in game 1, you saw McWin constantly with the railgun scattershot combo.
Yeah, and look at the stat screen. It's really not a surprise as to how this played out, seeing how Hook and Contra both going plus 19 together. That's huge. At some point, I've always been a huge advocate for objective efficiency. Of course, you don't want to overly slay and end up losing the game. However, in most cases, there's a high correlation with which team that outslays and which team wins.
I have to call it out. Arcanum is at the bottom of the leaderboard once again here in Game 3. 5 kills, but 13 assists. Is he simply playing too aggressive and being team shot? Why do you get that many assists but not many kills, Dave?
That's a great question. I would love to jump on at the start of this next game with Arcanum and see exactly what's going wrong. Maybe he's challenging too much. Because when we went to that listen-in, I kept hearing from Envy, it was never stay alive or never I'm with you, let's push here. It was like, he's one shot, I need help. It was always asking somebody else for help rather than offering help for your teammates. And that could be one of the problems is Arcanum might get back in that free-for-all mode. He made his name back in the free-for-all. He was always like a top 8 player, just ridiculously individually talented. And I think when the pressure gets on him and things are going his way, he's going to resort to his old play styles. He's just going to say, well, guess what? I have someone one shot. I can't count anyone else to finish off but myself, and I'm going to challenge this fight.
Well, guys, just to explain where we're at right now in the tournament quickly for you, I just got word. CLG just won their match 3-0 against WinterFox over in our second stage. That means that Envy is facing elimination if Denial wins this, because that will be Denial's second win. EG already has 2 wins.
Is it CLG WinterFox? I think we must have had the teams mixed up there because I believe WinterFox is in the same pool as C. I could be incorrect.
CLG, Noble, Elevate, and Overdrive are in Group B.
Okay.
I'm good, Dave. Don't worry about it.
Well, you said CLG.
I have a script.
No worries.
Boom. All right, but yeah, so EG looking great in this group. Denial, this is match point for them. This would be their second win and potentially securing themselves a spot at the World Championship. Envy, do or die here on Eden and Truth Slayer.
Yeah, and to reiterate, that CLG squad, they were one of the very few that yesterday they 100% guaranteed themselves with how the brackets played out to go on. So they're just kind of establishing the dominance. Guess what? Even though we're guaranteed to go Worlds, we're going to make a statement to the rest of our pool. We're not going to get complacent. We're going to win our last match 3-0.
Guys, as always, I may be lying to you, so stay tuned to the HCS Twitter for anything official when it comes to the groups, and our analyst desk will make sure to have that sorted out for you. But we do know this. Envy already has a match loss. They cannot afford a second. They need to turn things around because they had a pretty solid game 1, although it was very tight going into the final minute. They were weak in our last 2, and it seems to be like the Envy we saw yesterday, where they slowed down more and more as the series progressed against Evil Geniuses.
That's true. They came out the gates against EG, it was a 2-0 or 2-1 flag lead on Truth Capture the Flag. Evil Genius obviously able to claw their way back and win that match and eventual series 3-0. But whole point being is that Envy came out hot, and same with this series. They won the first game, but as you said, 2 games in a row for the Wolfpack. Envy has to turn it around.
Speaking of the Wolfpack, you just saw a shot of Boo Boo Doo. It's my first time watching this young man play. Who have you been most impressed by throughout this series?
Boo Boo and Hook from this Denial squad have been incredibly impressive. I guess more so because I am not as familiar with their play style. When I see someone like Contra hitting amazing shots and plays, like
I've been watching that for years.
I've been watching. Yeah, he doesn't miss. I already know that. Show me something I don't know. But seeing Hook having made this transition, tell me once again how Hook got to where he's at.
Hook, he's just a freak in Call of Duty, was wrecking everybody in those Money 8s, made his way onto the pro team, and doing big things before making the transition to Halo. Real quickly before this game begins, Columbus, Ohio, are you ready? Envy Denial going into game number 4.
I think they're ready.
They still got it, Dave. The crowd can still cheer well in the Halo scene.
They still got it. Mickwin grabbing this first OS. I believe he got about the 11:50 mark, and he knows there's a Camel player nearby. Finds Boo Boo Doo Boo, backs him down, and says, guess what? I'm not going to chase. Even though many other times I've been super aggressive, I realize I'm going to sit in catwalk and get this first stronghold for our squad.
Let's go over to Boo Boo. He's going to re-challenge Mickwin. Do want to mention Devin picked up the Rockets at the start, was eliminated, but it doesn't look like anyone was able to pick him up until just now. Pistola's now carrying them for Envy.
Now, I wonder about that play by Boo Boo. He was sitting over in the hill and decided to jump out and try to fish Arcanum, or I believe that was Mickwin. In the end, was not able to get that finish, but I guess that was a little bit surprising. I felt like you're in camo, you can sit in the stronghold, at least stop the bleeding, but I guess he must have heard something different from a squad. In the end, looks like it paid off for Boo Boo, Doobu, and the Denial squad because they now have control of top catwalk and are eventually getting Nest.
Finally, Pistola was able to stop him. Let's actually take it over to Contra, who takes out Pistola immediately and scoops up these rockets. He's going to be pulling out the BR for this next fight, though, and it looks like you're going to see 2 lockdown here for Denial. Envy off to a hot start. They had a 3-cap, then the 2-cap, 21-2 lead. Can Denial claw back here with their current positioning?
Absolutely. Strongholds is one of those game types where it's always going to progress, and one team can always come back. We've always had that. Everyone's had that matchmaking experience where you're at 99 points, and someone catches like, all right, guys, let's just cap one at 1 point. We'll be good. And eventually you see the lead close, the gap get even closer and closer, and you somehow lose it. And that's the whole point is nobody should ever give up the Strongholds game. You can always get a full setup and run away with the game.
Contra was playing so passive. Meanwhile, Pistola is just roaming around the map, causing chaos. Here he is up top in a big battle. Wins that one against Hook. Now challenging Contra off the spawn. Gets up close. Is going to get some help from Mikwin on the melee. The duo with long hair just running through the Denial members now.
And I like this by Envyus. They realized that Overshield was there and the rockets were there, and they did not back down. Eventually, both taken down by Hook. But one mistake I see a lot of players making, oh my god, making great use of this camo. Gets the back smack on rockets.
That's not the gun you wanted.
Yep, he's trying to grab the right weapon and not able to get the rockets. So in the end, works out all right. But one mistake I've seen, even at the top level play, is certain players will see someone get camo, get overshield, and they just immediately run away and don't do any damage. At some point, one of your teammates has to do damage to overshield. You might as well chip in, help take that player down.
I wrecked Dave
run away
3 times last night with 3 nades on his overshield and Halo 1. So,
and this is a true story. Sometimes you get overshield, you get a little cocky.
Yeah.
You're allowed to until you actually get out pistoled, and then you try not to get so cocky.
You feel bad about yourself sometimes. 3-cap right now for Denial. You said they could bring it back, and they're doing exactly that. After being down 21 points to start the game, they brought it within 5. The assault rifle going to town as Boo Boo is going to pick up 2.
Boo Boo had such great movement there, ducking in and out, trying to bait that melee. Eventually got the trade, and eventually let Hook get that reset on the hill. That keeps total domination for the Denial squad. Someone on Envy needs to stop this bleeding and do it soon.
Dave, on this map, what is the ideal setup? Do you want all 3? Do you want to control 2? Where are you positioning your teammates if you're playing?
Eden, I believe you'll see different sets from different teams. However, I feel like Eden is different compared to most Stronghold maps. So for example, on something like Empire, it's pretty clear that you want pit and one of the sides. On Rig, it's pretty clear that you want basement/nest. However, Eden's one of those rare ones where you can realistically hold any 2. You could hold blue/nest and just be holding outside. You can hold catwalk/nest. You can also hold catwalk/blue. So this is I believe the only map that I realistically can see top teams hold any 2 strongholds for an extended period of time.
All right, so I left Contra, and it was a terrible idea because he was able to go grab the overshield. Rockets were up. That's why I was watching Boo Boo for a moment. He's just been fighting Ogre 2 on it this entire time. Now Contra gets the call out, rotates over, and they're fighting for the power-up. He will fall, but that will be quickly scooped up by his teammate Boo Boo.
And a great trade there by Ola, not only just using up 2 of the rockets to take away from Boo Boo, but taking out that overshield player. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to deal damage to him. It just felt like every other Envy member was running away. And Mikwin firing some long-range rockets, and they are down. Look at that lead. For a while there, we saw Envy clawing back. They are now down by 40 seconds. They need to keep this setup.
This is it. Denial could close out the series right here. Envy back against the wall. They must lock down these 2 spots, and it looks like they will be able to get their strongholds under control. Envy is scoring once again. The question is, can they outlast Denial?
Envy just needs to focus on their gameplay, talk about who they're helping and where they're holding. We saw when we went to a listening with them last time that Envy was just talking about, oh, if there's someone over here, or I need help. They need to offer help to each other, and that's exactly what they're doing. I like what Pistola's been doing the majority of this match. Seems like he's been rotating from Catwalk and Blue Base and just doing damage. Look at this sneaky Ola taking down one member, trying to stay alive, and look at him. He's trying to find the path of least resistance, and of course, when I pointed out, Pistola gets picked off from, I believe that was Boo Boo Doo Boo.
I was going to stay on board with him, but I want to show you guys what's happening with Arcanum. He just found himself an SMG, ran past 3 players, and again, he drops full shields but can't finish any kills. Ogre 2's going to clean up Contra, looking for the second. There's the scatter shot melee, and Hook is going to get outshot there by the old school member, Ogre 2. Let's go over to Boo Boo, though. Fighting for this top control. Envy is going to be forced back 87 and counting here. They are 12 points away from moving on, Dave.
That is a huge capture. If Arcanum did not get that, it would almost surely be only one opportunity left for Envy. Because of Arcanum finishing off Catwalk right now, Envy can breathe a little bit. They can get a few slays and realize, guess what? We are allowed to maybe give up one more stronghold, but they have to continue to hold on. And like I said, you cannot exaggerate how important that kill is from Arcanum. However, we now have a trip cap from Denial. Just grabbing one stronghold at this point is not going to be enough. They have to get some sort of double cap, send in 2 to Catwalk, send in 2 to Blue Bend. Otherwise, Ogre 2 is not going to make Worlds. This is a crucial moment, and that has to be it.
Wow. Denial Esports taking out Envy here at the North American Regionals. A massive win for Denial.
Nothing is 100% set yet. All that I know is Denial is in a much better position than
2-0.
Envy. Like I said, I tried to count on Envy and say they're not making the Worlds, but there's still potentials for like tie breaks and everything like that. But in the end, this is the match they needed to win, without a doubt. Right now, if Denial beats Winter Fox, they are nearly guaranteed for Worlds.
Incredible stuff from Denial. You see the CEO going and shaking hands, the sportsmanship as Kyler the youngster heads over to shake the hands of the veterans on Envy. Envy has to be crushed, though. They knew this was their swing game. This was their opportunity. They started off strong, but then the series just slipped away.
Yes, they knew the one squad they could possibly afford a loss against was EG. They knew if they wanted to have this tournament and their tournament life in their hands, they had to beat Denial and Winter Fox. Right now, they lost to Denial. They still have a Winter Fox match, but at the end of the day, might not even come into play.
I just looking at the numbers. Guess who's on top of the leaderboard once again? It is Contra. He has had an incredible series. Boo Boo Doo Boo and Hook doing a great job controlling the power weapons and that. But I think it was Contra's play. When he got that overshield, when he was helping rotate around the map, that's where things kind of turned around and they took total control.
It's what you need to do. If you want to make the Worlds, you have to play your world performance best here at the North American Regionals, and Contra came to play. It's interesting seeing this player mature over the years. I mean, we've seen him have a great run throughout MCC, kind of being that breakout player, one of the breakout players of that season. And I think before you looked at Contra, you say, oh, he's just kind of the Slayer and kind of being navigated by Flamesword and the likes of early Optic. However, it looks like he's on this new squad where you have to argue that Contra or Devin, they have to be the leaders of the squad, and somehow maybe he just rose to the occasion, realized, guess what, someone has to step up a leader, someone has to help carry the squad, and I will be that player.
I haven't checked their IDs, but Denial definitely looks like the youngest team in this tournament, and they just got a big win over some of the biggest veterans in the Halo scene. I'd love to hear our thoughts from the analyst. Benson, fellas, take it away.
Thanks, Bucket. Thanks, Walshy. Just to clarify, officially, Envyus completely out. There is no way whatsoever they can qualify. They have 0 wins, and of course, Evil Geniuses, they just beat Winter Fox on the side station 3-0. They now have 2 wins in the group. They're now going into that game, had 1 win. That's the 2nd win. So both those 2 teams, I mean, congratulations to them. They're going to Worlds. Hey, they're going to have a field day.
Big deal.
Yeah, congrats to them.
But you look at it, one of the greatest of all time to ever play Halo, not going to be competing at the biggest stage. I mean, that's crazy to say. Like I had Envy going through pretty convincingly. Apparently, I was wrong.
Yeah, especially looking at game 1, they held it down pretty well. It was still close.
Neck and neck.
But I was not seeing a 3-0 streak from Denial right after that. I mean, Denial, they are the Slayer squad, but I mean, they just held it down in Fathom 3-0. It was literally just like a sweeping fashion. They did not take it very lightly on Envy.
They got camos, they got other power-ups, they got power weapons, and it just looked like the individual slaying prowess that Denial had was just beating down on Envy. They never really got it together. They didn't have the teamwork. And we talked to Envy a little bit before the tournament, and they said that, you know, they think they're there, but there's just a little something missing. They hope that they can get it together before this tournament comes in. And this happens, and clearly they didn't.
How good does Denial actually look as a squad, though, going into potential Worlds? And the rest of this tournament, of course, we still have bracket play after.
Yep.
Are you thinking now maybe this is the dark horse of the tournament, Strong Side? Could we see them progress even further?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, these are the new faces. I mean, these are the new faces that we're talking about to see in the Halo scene. We all knew EG. We're like, EG's going to make it through, but it was a fight for that second seed here. And Denial they proved that they are not just like the free-for-all individual kids anymore. They've evolved. They have a lot more teamwork. And Contra, I think, has really stepped up as a leader and really kind of helped them go over that next hump.
And
to
I think
become a better team.
think I might have seen a smile out of him.
Yeah,
on
that's the
first time I think I've ever seen one of those. So, props to him for getting that win, big win.
Talk to me a little bit about Game 3, Ghost. Obviously, it was the CTF on Fathom. Denial convincingly took that one 3-0.
I mean, it was just camo, and railgun nonstop. They were moving around the map constantly. Something we always talk about back at the office is how crucial spawn control is on Fathom CTF.
Okay.
You know that there's obviously the back flag area.
Right.
There's the BR area, if you will, as well as the engine room in the flag, and then last but not least the silo. Now, when you're controlling all of those spawns, which is what we saw Denial doing, their rotations were just impeccable. You don't even need to dissect any which run because it was just each time they're on the fly teamwork and their composure, where they were moving, flawless. So they didn't just win it based on the power-ups, but also the movement as well.
And then Shark said the last map, of course, that we saw the Strongholds there. I thought for a minute Envy kind of had control. I looked down at my phone. I looked back up, and the next thing I know, there was a trip cap. Denial just completely took over the game. I mean, what went wrong for Envy?
Yeah, Envy just couldn't hold that top catwalk. I mean, we actually saw, I think it was Mikwin in his camera.
Yep.
He was kind of screaming like, "Hey, we need to get catwalk." And then Denial, they just got the 3 cap, and once that 3 cap happened, it's like there's nothing that Envy can possibly do. That just sealed the victory for them.
It was a crazy game. I know a lot of people. Do you have Envy coming out of the group? I think you did.
I thought they would have 3-2'd them. Like I said, Denial is a good team, and if we saw them win the Slayer, we could see it really go a distance. And sure enough, that's what happened. They lost the first game, won the Slayer, and just ran with it. And we always talk about how Game 2 is a huge turning point in the Game 5 series. So they did it, man. They did it.
Of course, the other remaining game in this group, which is essentially for seeding coming out of the group into bracket, will be Denial versus Evil Geniuses. Go to actually Strong Side. Do you think Denial could maybe take down Evil Geniuses, or is that maybe asking a little too much?
I think we need to see them play each other first, because EG, I mean, they're kind of the epitome of teamwork. They've got Towie. Yep. Their teamwork has just been on point, and commonly he's proven that he's here to play. He's not playing like he did on day 1 of X Games. He's really fell into the squad, and he feels really comfortable with the team now. And it seems like Lunch, Roy, and Snipe Down feel comfortable having him on the squad as well. So that's going to be a tough match for Denial.
Well, that's going to do it from ourselves at the analyst desk. For now, though, we actually have Golden Boy with Hook for an interview.
Hey, guys, down at the floor, and I'm joined by Hook. Hook, you are going to compete for $2.5 million at the Halo World Championships. How do you feel right now?
Feel great. My team played great. I don't know. I've only been playing for about 2 months, so I feel good.
Let's actually talk about that, because that's pretty absurd. I mean, on the Envy side, you have, I would say 2 of the most storied players in the history of competitive Halo. Of course, Mikwin and Arcanum really just, I would say even Mikwin too, another storied player, and then Arcanum really coming to his own in ACS Seasons 1 and 2. But you've put in the work. What is it about this game that it was easy for you to be able to transition to? What played to your strengths, and what were some of the things you were looking for when you made that transition?
I think it's just because it's a new game. It's not much like the other Halos. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay,
so just because it was like, just unlike anything else that that any other Halo before. Have you played Halo prior to this?
Yeah, I have. I played a lot of Halo 3 when I was a kid, but nothing like serious, no.
I think, a lot of people did. You were, that's absurd. And that's the thing, too. You're a young player, right? You're a young player. You made the switch because, other opportunities did not allow you because of age. And here you are now, looking to compete in the largest prize pool in the history of Halo. And, and you just knocked out 4 extremely talented players, and even a franchise in Envy that is very well known in esports. Tell me about this Denial team, because Contra, I mean, I really enjoyed casting Contra in ACS Season 2, I believe. Great player. What is it about Contra, Bubudubu, and Pred that really just add to what you can bring to the table with Denial?
Contra's been playing for a while, so he taught me a lot, and he just knows a lot about the game. He's really individually skilled, so And then Boo Doo Boo, I don't know, he's just there and he's really good. So, and Devin, he's just a really quiet guy, but he has one of the most insane shots I've ever seen.
So now that you guys are at this point, I think your next matchup is against EG. I'm sure you're looking forward to that game because you guys want to see where you stack up against one of the best teams in the world. Who are some of the players that you actually were looking at when you were coming into Halo? Did you learn from anyone in particular, or was it just you playing the game and grinding it out and learning on your own?
I mean, a lot of different players told me a lot of different things about it. But yeah, mainly I just played the game a lot and learned a lot about it.
Just grinded the game? Grinded the game, did what you had to do? That's what's up. I mean, of course, congratulations, man. You definitely are a story that is one that cannot be replicated. It's incredible. And you know what, dude, you're all the credit to you, man. Incredible stuff. Guys, give it up for Hook from Denial. Thank you so much, guys. Stay right here. We're going to stay right here because it's awkward if you run off the stage. Anyway, we're going to talk some more. But for now, we're going to throw it over to a commercial break. Take it away.